disability rights rally in the midst of everything that's going on. I also want to thank the governor and the legislators for remembering people with disabilities and making us a priority with all the difficult decisions, the budget decisions that have to be made. We just want to thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Susan. Who do we have next?
The LaCan leader.
Okay. For our LaCan leaders, who would like to start with your introductions?
Hi, I'm Melinda Elliott. LaCan is the Louisiana Council's Advocacy Network. We're a grassroots advocacy organization. All of these people are part of LaCan. There's thousands of us across Louisiana who advocate for people with developmental disabilities and participate in Yellow Shirt Days. People know us by our yellow shirts. So these are all your LaCan leaders.
Thank you, Melinda.
Next, Community Providers Association.
Yes.
Yes, hi everyone. This is Caroline Meehan. I'm the Executive Director of the Community Provider Association. CPA is the statewide association for organizations that serve individuals with disabilities. So we advocate for home and community-based waiver providers, for community homes, and for support coordination agencies. Our members are very proud of the work they do to support individuals with disabilities in reaching their goals and living as independently as possible. We're also very grateful to Governor Edwards and to members of the legislature for their strong support of these services. And we encourage them to continue supporting these services, particularly during this pandemic, which has hit everyone extremely hard. So on behalf of the CPA, thank you to the council for organizing this event. Thank you to the other partners for your outstanding work. And thank you to the advocates and families. Looking forward to hearing from you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Randall, we have Representative Zarang, who's the chairperson of House Appropriations Committee, who also joined us. If you would like to offer him an opportunity to speak.
Yes, sir, I certainly would. Representative, if you'd like to speak, we would love to have you to do so.
Sure, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all today, and appreciate what LaCan and the advocacy groups do. I can assure you that we do welcome the yellow shirts when they come to the Capitol and they come in force, and we do appreciate them participating in the political process, because it is important to both advocate but also let other legislators know how important it is that we continue to support the efforts of LaCan and other advocacy groups for the disabled, because it's there's so many challenges, as you know, when you go to the Capitol. There's so many other interests and so many other competing interests, but there is no doubt that LaCan is a great advocate and working hard on behalf of the disabled, and we support those efforts. I know my fellow legislators definitely support them on the budget process. We're going to do and continue to do whatever we can to ensure that there are sufficient and adequate dollars to support you all, and I will continue to work to do that and support that as long as I'm a representative, and we appreciate all you do. And please, whenever y'all are up there, don't hesitate, come by and visit, and we look forward to seeing you every year.
Thank you, Representative. We appreciate the work you and your colleagues do for us as well, and we thank you for being here today.
Randall, I'm sorry, I noticed Representative Pat Moore also joined us.
Yes. Representative Moore, if you'd like to speak, we'd love to hear from you. I think it's her assistant. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I'm reading.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We thank Representative Moore for being a valued member of our community and the work they all do. Do we have any other dignitaries who would like to speak for a moment? Well, again, we thank everyone for being here today, and we will do now a tribute to April Dunn. And I think that's someone who doesn't really need an introduction to this group. She was a friend to us all. And we're going to do a quick tribute to her for today's dedication, because today is dedicated to her and to her memory. Before I do that, let me thank all of you for being here, the FHF directors, Provider Association, our LACAN leaders, the representatives. Thank all of you for your attendance today. It is appreciated, and thank you for all the work you do for our community every day. We dedicate the 2020 Developmental Disability Rights Day to our beloved April Dunn. April left this world too soon, but not before leaving her mark. Once in a great while, a person crosses your path that just by knowing them, you're made a better person for the experience. In my case, and in the case of Louisiana's entire disability community, that person was April Dunn, a tireless advocate who saw injustices and wanted to set them right. Not tomorrow, not someday in the future, but right now. She taught me to see not a policy or a law, but the people behind it, people who need it. As we forge ahead together, advocating for everyone with developmental disability to be part of the fabric of our community and society, we will always remember the leadership of our good friend, April Dunn.
So I'm not sure if Jonette, April's mom, was able to join us. I don't see her on here. So we can move on with the next segment.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you, Jonette.
Welcome.
Thank you. That was a beautiful tribute.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here today. I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
to have you. Would you like to say a few words?
I would just like to thank everyone for all your prayers and the support that everyone has shown me since we lost April. I just appreciate everything, and the whole community has just touched my heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And please remember, we love you and you're always in our prayers.
Thank you. Love you too.
And a valued member of our community. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, Junette. So next, we're going to hear personal stories from people around the state. Selena Gilliland. Your microphone, unmute, please, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Selena Gilliland, and I live in Pearl River, St. Tammany Parish, Region 9. My daughter, Maddie, was born with spina bifida, which is a lifelong diagnosis with a wide array of conditions within it. She receives ongoing care from numerous specialists throughout the state. She requires orthotic bracing, incontinence supplies, and medical equipment for use on a daily basis. Maddie will turn 11 in June. We do not have a waiver yet, but we hope to receive one someday. In the meantime, we are grateful to have received individual family supports in the form of diapers and incontinence supplies, as well as a medical chair for bathing. In addition, we could not be more thankful for the amazing programs that have helped Maddie to get to where she is today. Programs like Early Steps and Families Helping Families have been a phenomenal resource to us from the start and have supported our whole family. Please continue to support them as well by continuing to fund programs that have helped Maddie and countless others just like her. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Selena. Bambi Polazzolo.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm so excited to be here for Disability Rights Day 2020, even though it's virtual. I appreciate everyone's participation and partnership. I am the Executive Director for the Governor's Office of Disability Affairs, and certainly want to extend well wishes from Governor Edwards, and sorry that he couldn't be with us today, but certainly supportive of all of our, he's certainly a supporter of all of our issues. But the reason why I'm speaking today is because I am a mother of a 20-year-old son with autism, and just want to share a little bit about our experience with receiving services. And so just want to first off thank Families Helping Families. That was the first place I went. And so the funding that Families Helping Family Centers received has helped to be that place where families can go and receive services. Additionally, thank the legislature and for our state for the funding of our waiver services. Chaz receives a NOW waiver. And I believe because of that waiver, we were able to really address many of his needs. And that is why this year he is graduating from high school with a diploma through Act 833, which was also an advocacy effort of this council. And also we're hoping this year that a bill passes that will name Act 833 after my colleague at work in the governor's office, as well as my colleague on the council, April Dunn, and we'll name that the April Dunn Act. And that means so much to me. It always brought me to tears every time I talk to April about it, thanking her for giving my son an opportunity, because without that legislation, he wouldn't have a high school diploma. And now this year he's going to planning to go to UL in the fall through the UL Life program. So there's so many components of the work that we do as advocates, and all of it matters. And just appreciate everyone who's on this call, everyone who works every day in our disability community. It matters to me personally, and I know it matters to all of you personally. So thank you, and appreciate all the effort to put this together today.
Thank you, Bambi. Maria Caserta.
Hi. I'm Maria Caserta. In Region 9, I'm a self-advocate, and I live on my own now with support. Have staff at night and during the day. They help me with going grocery shopping and paying my bills and doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, and I have help to live independently.
Great. Thank you, Maria. Stephanie Miller.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Miller. I live in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. That's in Region 9. I live in Ponchatoula with my husband Elvis and our 3 sons, Javion, Kaylin, and Trey. Javion has a diagnosis of autism, and we were really grateful and blessed to receive an individual and family support services through the Now waiver. It gave Javion the opportunity to have ABA life skills training and lots of community involvement with a caregiver. Javion would have not have the job that he have now that he so loves. He wouldn't be able to dress himself, prepare meals, and shop for necessities, and know everyone in the community. So please continue to provide these services for people like Javion so they can strive to be active in their lives and in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Nicole Flores.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Nicole Flores, and I live in Broussard in Region 4 in Lafayette Parish with my husband, Renee, and my daughter, Lillian. She's 13 years old, and she was born at 26 weeks, is on the autism spectrum, and has intellectual and vision impairments. For the first 13 years of her life, Lillian wasn't always eligible for Medicaid due to our income, but we still had massive medical bills because of her medical complexities. So I was able to see in 2019, after 13 years, due to legislation passed by legislators like the ones here today, they got rid of the wait list, and now my daughter's receives the Children's Choice Waiver in Medicaid. And I just wanted to thank our legislators for making it possible for Lillian to live her best life and getting the care she needs, and she can be able to grow and be part of the community. Our family no longer has to make the difficult decision between medical care and ensuring we keep a roof over our heads. So thank you, and please keep families like ours in mind as you continue your vital work in this session and beyond.
Thank you, Nicole. Sandra Gouchard. Sandra is not with us right now. So Dana Fullington.
Hi, I'm Dana Fullington, and I live in the city of Sulphur in Calcasieu Parish with my husband, Bobby, and our 2 children, Matthew and Madison. Matthew has autism, and he has sensory issues with that. My family and I are very grateful that he receives the flexible family funds provided to us each month. Because he has autism and sensory issues, he struggles with day-to-day life. Can you imagine having to be in a classroom full of children, how noisy it is? He has trouble with that. Because of his, these funds make it possible for Matthew to receive sensory therapy, which has helped him tremendously. With this therapy, he's working hard to one day live on his own and be a productive member of our community. Please make sure these services continue to be provided so that Matthew and others like him can continue to work hard at reaching their goals. Without these funds, he would not be able to achieve that. And that's our goal. He needs to be a member of his community. And without the money, we wouldn't be able to give him the services he needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Mimi Webb.
Hi, my name is Mimi Webb. I'm from Shreveport, which is up in Caddo Parish, and I do have 3 14-year-olds with autism and anxiety and other issues. Thanks for being here today to listen to our stories. My son Caden received a stipend from the Family Flexible Fund, and this money helps us keep our pantry stocked with this very extreme limited food choices due to sensory issues. It can sometimes get really expensive, especially during the pandemic. The stipend also helps cover supplements that he takes, which aren't covered by Medicaid services, but do help him function better. We do have Medicaid for now, but of course we would hopefully qualify for TEFRA if that gets funded as well in the near future. He also just started back to his horseback riding therapy, which isn't covered under Medicaid either. Without family support funds, my family could never have afforded this therapy. We would never have known he's a natural born rider, and Caden wouldn't have the opportunity to form this amazing relationship with his therapy horse he named him Blaze. And one more thing, without my local Families Helping Family Center, I would never have made it through this far with my kids in the educational system. They've taught me everything I know about IEPs, and they help guide me through navigating the special education processes. And they've ensured that my kids get everything they need to be successful students in school and access their education. Families Helping Families has literally been with me every step of the way. And they've proven invaluable, especially in these hard times. Finally, I just want to say thank you to being here today with us, our policymakers, for ensuring that these vital services can continue and help families like Caden and mine. Thanks.
Thank you, Mimi. Christy Paulsell. Christy, you need mic's on mute, please. It's still on mute.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, we're in Region 9 as well. We're in Covington, Louisiana. PJ and I are extremely thankful to be able to participate in this Zoom meeting. We're usually up at the Capitol, and we do appreciate having this opportunity to share our story. We as well are very dependent on a NOW waiver, and very appreciative to North Shore Families Helping Families and all that they do for our region, and the care that we are able to provide PJ in our home. So thank you so much, and we appreciate all that you do for us as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy and BJ. Tommy Como.
Hi, I'm Tommy Como, the new Region 2 leader for LeCann, and my wife Emmy also works for a nonprofit. We have 13 grandchildren, the products of 5 daughters, 4 children-in-law, and then we have our son Marcus. Marcus has been diagnosed with cerebral palsy and has been and a seizure disorder, and has been hemiplegic since a stroke at 18 months. And despite countless hours of therapy through state programs, he will never be able to walk. Despite these challenges, Marcus is happy and well adjusted, in large part due to the support we receive from the state. His favorite activities, excuse me, I'm having to try to scroll down on my computer screen. Despite these disabilities and challenges, Marcus is happy and well adjusted, in large part due to the support we receive from the state. His favorite activities are family gatherings, attending concerts and sporting events, and while he is always wheelchair bound and tires easily, neither prevents him from doing any of those things and anything else he wants. My wife and I have benefited greatly through the state's waiver program, which allow us both to work and Medicaid, a huge advantage in regard to paying for his very expensive seizure medications. We are very appreciative of the state's understanding of the issues facing parents like us and for its continued support, especially to Governor Edwards and to the legislators. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Shay Collinsworth.
Hi, my name is Shay Collinsworth, and I live in Caddo Parish with my husband of 12 years, Cody, and our 2 children, Elijah and Bailey Grace. Thank you for allowing me the privilege and honor to share my story with you today. Elijah is my 7-year-old son who was diagnosed at 2.5 years with autism. Since he was diagnosed, my family has done everything possible to ensure that Elijah receives the services to give him the best quality of life. I'm a registered nurse and I had to go as needed to not working at all to get him to and from appointments and take care of his daily needs. My husband has insurance through his job, but over the years, high deductibles, copays, and denials from insurance not paying left us in major medical debt. We were not eligible for Medicaid due to our income levels, yet the bills kept piling in. I was at the end of my rope looking for any assistance last summer when I found Families Helping Families in our region. Monica Sampley referred me to OCDD and informed me that there was help for my son and my family out there. I reached out to OCDD and they were able to help with some of our copays for Elijah's ABA and grant us some respite hours. I was also able to apply for the Medicaid Children's Choice Waiver and speak to individuals from OCDD about our difficulties. The bottom line is that Elijah would not still be in therapy if it wasn't for the state stepping in to help. I hope to be a voice to educate other families about developmental disability services out there. And I ask that no cuts be made to this program and if possible, an increase in funding for families out there like mine. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Shay. Hold on, I need to switch the pins out. Is Annie Comer on? I didn't see her name, but I think she's having technical difficulties. Stephanie Bell.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Bell, and I am from Region 7, Shreveport, Louisiana, where I live here with my husband, Corey, and my 4-year-old son, Nathaniel Bell. Nathaniel has approximately 9 or 10 diagnoses, but 3 primary, which is 17p duplication, agenesis of corpus callosum, and autism. We are thankful to God that our family receives a home and community-based service waiver, Children's Choice Waiver. After accumulating an insurmountable amount of debt, we were granted this waiver after applying and reaching out to legislation. These therapies that he receives with the waiver, he has equipment that he's gotten, support coordination, PCS services, and I would like to say without these services, Nathaniel would not be able to attend his weekly speech, feeding, occupational and physical therapy sessions, as well as his daily ABA sessions. Since our private insurance only covers a limited amount of sessions per year. Thanks to these therapies, Nathaniel is making excellent progress, like learning how to say words, using sign language, completing puzzles, riding his trike, following directions, and feeding himself, to name a few. Also, another important attribute of the home community-based services waiver is that our family has PCS services, which we do direct service workers through self-direction. And having that support for Nathaniel at church and attending family and community events helps keep him safe and allows him to be included just as any other child. We are so grateful also for OCDD here in Region 7, Eastern Seals of Louisiana here, and also the great Families Helping Families in Region 7. They have been an awesome team for our family. I ask that you please make sure that all these services continue to be provided so Nathaniel and individuals like him can continue to develop and flourish. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Stephanie. Joe and Lisa say. Joe, can y'all share it? Start your video in the bottom left and unmute your microphones in the bottom left, please. We'll come back to you. Karen Ortiz. Karen? Kathy Brown. Thank you, Kathy.
Hi, my name is Kathy Brown. I'm from Region 8 in Ouachita Parish. I want to first thank our Director of our Family Help and Families, Stacy Guidry, for all her help, and our LeCan leader for Region 8, Constance Brown. My son, Tony, and I live here in Monroe, Louisiana, and I'm a recently retired teacher of 32 years, and I'm grateful for the support Tony now receives as a new waiver recipient. He likes to be active and to meet new people, so he's always looking to get out of the house. As my husband, a retired U.S. Army sergeant, and I age into our retirement years, it becomes less and less able for us to do this. And Waiver has now provided us with help and support we need to keep him engaged in the community while knowing he's in safe and secure hands. Most recently, we were also able to utilize individual and family support to get vital dental services that we have foregone for nearly a decade due to the requirements for him to be put to sleep. The high cost of this procedure was covered through IFS support, and we are so thankful for it. We hope our legislators continue to know and understand the importance of these services and protect the funding. And we want to thank them for all the things that they already has done for us. Thank you.
Good. I said no. Stop. I got it now.
Thank you, Kathy. Is that y'all, Joe? Can you turn on your video? Press the start video.
I think I got it now, Mr. Sean.
Okay. We don't see you though, so click the start video on the bottom left.
Okay, hold on one sec.
Yes, sir.
Shoot.
Y'all can just speak without the video. It's just nice to see y'all.
Okay, hold on one sec.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, hold on. Hi, my name is Jose, and this is
This is Lisa Sayer.
we
We
are
are
from.
I'm from Monroe, Louisiana. It's right.
We both are on the waiver services. With the help of waiver services, we have a direct support worker who helps us to live in our own home with our kids. We have dogs. Minnie.
Minnie and Chelsea is our
dogs. And with this support, we're able to run our errands, get to doctor's appointments, and have transportation to jobs. We also look forward to the day we can return to attending our social community advocacy groups. We appreciate these services. Thank our governor and legislators for working hard to protect these services today. That work, Mr. Sean?
That's great, Joe and Lisa. Thank y'all so much. So next up, we're going to have, I've kind of lost track, Becky Billison.
Hi, everyone. My name is Becky Billison, and I'm in Region 10. I live in Jefferson Parish. I live with my 13-year-old son, Raheem Landry. Raheem currently receives waiver services, flexible family funding, and individual and family services, as well as TEFRA. He receives this due to multiple disabilities that he have, which are developmental delay, epilepsy, autism, and he is also nonverbal and unable to care for himself. He is a loving child that thrives in his own environment at home, despite the challenges that he's faced with. I have been a single parent and the sole income provider for my household. I work outside the house full time. Raheem's father is deceased, so I am his only parent he could rely upon. It's extremely important for our family to be able to continue to receive services and to protect them from any cuts in order for Raheem to continue to live at home in an environment that he's comfortable with and safe in. Any cuts to do these services would greatly affect our situation. Without these services, I would have to quit working and we wouldn't have enough income to provide for the household. Without support staff, from PCS services, ADLs would be difficult to manage. I am very grateful that we've had these services and that they will continue in the future. I'd like to thank the legislative and also Governor John Bell Edwards for recognizing that these services are important for our families. Without them, many of us would have a hard time with co-payments, insurance. We wouldn't be able to cover a lot of services that they needed. I would like to ask everyone to please make sure that these services continue to be provided so Raheem and people like him can remain in their own homes with their families and be able to thrive in the community. Thanks for allowing us the opportunity to share our story. And thanks for continuing the services.
Thank you, Becky. Christy
welcome.
Curtis.
Hi, my name is Christy Curtis. I work for Families Helping Families of Acadiana. I'm a single mother of 3 amazing sons. My oldest son, Bryson, is diagnosed with Down syndrome and autism, along with several other diagnoses. He was on the waiver list for 8 years before receiving the waiver after being bumped up 2 years due to frequent eloping. He received the Children's Choice Now waiver and has since benefited greatly from having a direct service worker to help monitor daily routines and activities. The waiver has made a tremendous difference in his life and our family's life. Families Helping Families has also made a great difference in our lives by helping educate and guide me through the public education system. Thank you all for supporting and advocating for people with disabilities, especially those who cannot speak or advocate for themselves. Your efforts do not go unnoticed.
Thank you, Christy. Is Liz North with us today? Elizabeth, there you go.
Hi. Hi, my name is Liz Knopf, and my son Jimmy has autism. He currently has the Children's Choice Waiver and Flexible Family Funds, as well as the School Choice Program. I live in Jefferson Parish, and I'm also a speech language pathologist. Thank you for the opportunity to share our story. My son is a sweet, loving, and kind teenager. He loves his stuffed animals and his 2 little sisters. He is autistic. He has been to 7 schools in New Orleans because several could not accommodate his needs. Talk about heartbreak. I don't think my heart will ever stop hurting because of the rejection that he has felt. We are strong, and we have now found a wonderful school where he is happy and will attend high school. The relief that I feel is unexplainable. Although my son is my heart, I need help with him. I want to do it all because I love to be with him, but sometimes it's just too much. As a speech language pathologist who happens to specialize in autism, I know countless parents who are in the same boat as me. For our mental health, we need a break. Even on this break, we will still be thinking and worrying about our child with special needs, but we still need the break. What about single parents? Divorce is more common with a child with a disability. They are strong, but they are struggling. I have treated many families who have multiple children with disabilities who find it physically impossible to get their basic needs met without help. These needs are not only education and social skills, but also bathing, toileting, and feeding. We all need help. We need respite. Please do everything in your power to keep funding community and children's choice waivers. This also applies to long-term personal care services for adults. This help is just as important to adults, and some families will be so stressed and overwhelmed. You will not only save the children, you will save their families. Thank you for your time, and I trust that you will make the right decisions. We really appreciate all of your hard work. I know that you need to prioritize funds, which is extremely challenging even when your heart is in the right place. Please remember us when you do. We really appreciate the services that we receive, and please remember not to make any cuts for individuals with disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Finally, we have Maria Even-Johns.
Good afternoon. My name is Maria Even-Johns. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure. I live in Shreveport in Caddo Parish in North Louisiana. I'm a single parent. My daughter, Lexi, is 19, and she is diagnosed with autism and ADHD and she has some other issues as well as a result of a brain injury when she was an infant. Right now, she's receiving personal care attendant funding, which without that, she would have almost no community interaction outside of, with doing family things. She's has some difficulty with social interactions. And so those funds allow me to pair her with different people in her life that she's comfortable with, that she can go do different things with. So her skill building is mainly through those interactions in the community with other people, doing things that normally we maybe wouldn't do as a family. So I think that without those funds, she would have even less skills than she does now. And so we're working on improving that and for her future, because she'll be a senior in high school next year, graduating. So I'm looking for other opportunities for her to expand her skills that she's going to need to be able to live independently, hopefully one day. So I would request that we continue funding for these really important programs that are available to my family as well as everybody else's family who have children with needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. I'll go back and see if Karen wants to join and share her story. Karen Ornis. You're on mute, ma'am. Thank you.
There we are. Thank you. I live in Folsom with my two children, one 11-year-old son that has autism and other diagnoses. And we have been really grateful to receive the Children's Choice Waiver. Even after the 10-year wait, when the system was changed to a tiered system, we actually received a waiver shortly after that. Most importantly is the Medicaid card. Without that Medicaid card, our family would be in financial debt and burdened, and I don't know that I would climb out of that as a sole parent. We've had hospitalizations, ongoing ABA, and many therapies. And we've also utilized dollars that aren't a part of the waiver system. We have utilized IFS dollars through Florida Parish's Human Services Authority for additional needs that the waiver did not cover. Also, we started at 6 months with early steps, with OT, speech therapy, and physical therapies. And these therapies not only helped my son, but they taught me as a mother how to help him at the times that they weren't there. So he really excelled, and I really believe that early steps played a major role in those early years, that without that, he would not be the child that he is today. And of course, when we hit the school system, and even before, when I first got his diagnosis with autism, I reached out to Families Helping Families, and they were a tremendous resource trying to guide me through the maze of services, and really worked as a one-stop shop for me as a new parent of this child with multiple illnesses, and especially the autism diagnosis that we really didn't get until 4.5. But yet we were treating other things. So Families Helping Families was key when we started in the school system to be able to sit in an IEP meeting and understand what's going on and the processes that the school system has in place that are necessary. As a parent, I really felt lost. So Families Helping Families had an educational liaison there that helped me through that. And also I continue to take part in their webinars and trainings to this day, because they're key not just for babies, but it's through life. The continuum of life is covered in what their services, the resources that they offer. So I just want to thank policymakers and our governor for making our kids and our adults with developmental disabilities and disabilities priority, and protecting our services this year and in years to come. To be able to connect with our families, I feel like that's key. And these services really have provided my son his best life. And I know that not just today, but going forward, when he lives independently, like Maria Caserta explained, and others here on this webinar, the Zoom call, that we are definitely going to be in good hands if these services stay in place, and our children will be protected for years to come. So thank you again.
Thanks, Karen. Randall, that concludes your speakers.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you for your stories today and your participation. It's because of you and your participation in sharing with us your story that today, our first virtual Disability Rights Day, has been a success. And on behalf of the council, I would like to thank all of you for participating today. And we are grateful for your attendance, and please know that we take very seriously our role in helping you and making sure that systems change is always a priority for the things we need moving forward. Thank you to all the legislators who attended today. Please let your colleagues know how grateful we are for your work and support. And we look forward to working with you in the future as well. Thank you all for attending today.
Thank you.
If all of our panelists can show up and just say thank you and goodbye, and everybody wave.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.